Jimmy Hubbard here, Revolver's creative director, checking in from quarantine. I'm joined today by someone I'm sure you all know, Philip Anselmo of Pantera, Down, Superjoint Ritual, Scour, Philip Anselmo and the Illegals, and Minor, and it goes on. There's a bunch more.
My man.
Phil's joining us for our last show series for Road Crew Relief. We're going to be talking about some of Phil's last shows and looking ahead to the future. Do you remember the last show you played, Phil? What was the last show?
Oh, boy. It was in Mexico, right outside of Mexico City, I do believe. And it was probably, you ready for this? One of the worst shows ever, technically. Oh, man. Do you want me to carry on and just give you the whole rundown?
Yeah, because a lot of bands canceled that show that you guys played, the last show, just because everything kind of hit the fan, but you guys still went and played the show.
We did. And first and foremost, I'll say everybody left and went a little early to the show. So I was at the hotel completely alone. And they gave me a specific time to be downstairs and meet the ride. And there was no ride. I went back upstairs, and as most people know, and if you don't, I'll just remind, I don't carry around cell phones. I don't have no damn cell phone or anything. And so I also knew that Wi-Fi at this gig was pretty sketchy. So I tried to write an email to the whole crew. Hey, I'm still here at the hotel. And okay, so an hour goes by and still no ride. I'd been upstairs and downstairs 5-6 different fucking times. And I'm just like, I will say I have to go back upstairs to send any kind of electronic message to my road crew and stuff. So the last time I went upstairs, it was like, fuck it, I'm just going to send an Uber for you. So the Uber will be there to pick you up in 3 minutes. So I went downstairs, and sure enough, there's this van waiting for me, just pulled up. I get in this van, and man, there's like 4 dudes up front, and I'm in the back, and I'm like, man, I didn't know where they were taking me. I was like, okay, fate, just go for it. We'll see. Anyway, I got to the gig 10 minutes before we went on. And fuck it, things have been worse. So we get out there. Well, actually, I'm on stage. They're doing a line check. And I'm talking to the monitor guy, and I said, I'm just going to hold my mic right here. I got my in-ear monitors in. And I said, look, I'll just check it right here, and I'll tell you, if I can hear and everything's good. So when it's my turn to check, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Sounds great. I walk out on stage, no microphone anymore. So the band's like making noise, like, oh shit noise, and about 5 mic changes later, Jesus Christ. I mean, they handed me a mic. It doesn't work. Another one. Yeah, this one's not working. Give me another one. So finally, they give me a mic that works in my ears. And we start the show off with Mouth for War. And probably just around the first chorus of the song, I'm looking at the crowd. I mean, it's got to be 30,000 plus people strong, and nobody's moving a muscle. Everybody, it's like lame. I'm like, man, these people must be tired, or whatever, I don't know. It's 9 o'clock at night, what's going on? And they're chanting something after the song finishes. They're chanting, and I don't know what the fuck. But there was, the only thing coming out front was one guitar, the whole first song. So by the second song, the rest of the band was coming through, but still no vocals. And by then, I guess the train wreck was complete, but I guess with the remaining time we had left, we finished the show. It was a mess, but there you go. That was the last show before quarantine. And it was like directly before Mexico was closing its borders. So, and real quick, just to tell you how we were basically running from this virus the whole time as it spread across the globe. We went to Japan in January. So Japan was about to close its borders, and we did that tour, flew out of there, and then Mexico, it was just spreading. So it was on our tail the whole time. And yeah, man, we made it home unscathed, stayed healthy. So when I'm on the road, I'm super careful, man. I gotta be. I'm a singer, I can't get sick. So I constantly wash my hands. Probably every person I shake hands with, I wash my hands after anyway. So maybe it was just the good habit of, that saved us. So I don't know.
Or maybe you have an immunity.
Who knows? And that's the thing. Who knows, man? I don't know. I mean, there's so many theories out there. It's like, it's really tough to pinpoint what to believe.
All across the board.
The internet only makes it, way more difficult with misinformation? Jesus.
Was it nice to play a show to that large of an audience kind of before all this shit happened? Because you guys did play right before everything got shut down, which is nice.
I think in the last couple years, we played Mexico 3 or 4 times, and it's always been awesome, always. And I will say, had the technical problems not been there, it would have been massively awesome, man. That was a great crowd, packed and vociferous. And Mexico, I can't say enough. It's always awesome. And I guess when you're stuck out in that crowd and a band is on stage having technical difficulties, I gotta say they were easy on me, man. They were easy on the old boy, and the rest of my illegals. God damn it, those guys, man.
What was the last show you went to as a fan that you saw as a fan?
All right, I'm trying to think. The last show I saw as a fan, though. I mean, that was probably. I mean, does Slayer count?
Of course, Slayer counts.
All right. Well, Slayer in LA, man, that was a spectacle. The 2 nights in LA. I mean, shit, King Diamond came out to a show, and it was great, man. It was great seeing everybody, meeting all those people, and just the massiveness of Slayer. Oh, I mean, nothing really beats it, nothing. That was a tough day, man. The last show. This will be hard for a lot of people to believe, but I actually cried for a lot of the day. Slayer, man. Slayer means so much to me. And I can only think back of being 15 or 16 or whatever, however old I was. Hella Waits came out, and hearing it for the first time, there was no going back, man. There was no going back to any. It was, I don't know if that's the way to say it, but Hella Waits opened up an Oh man. Now you bring up Haunting the Chapel right there. That EP now, like when you hear Chemical Warfare for the first time and the other tunes on the record, it's like, oh my God, this band, you know, they're right on the cusp of something insanely great. And then Hella Weight came out, and I was just like, oh shit, they did it, you know? This is exactly what I want to hear.
So that was a pretty great show to see as a band, Slayer.
Oh God, yes. I mean, we played the show, but make no mistake, that was Slayer's fucking show, and it was great. It's the songs, man, the strength of the songs, you know, it blew me away being on that tour. Just, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and list them all, but I mean, they kick into Raining Blood. You want to jump out of your seat. They kick into Hella Waits. You want to jump out of your seat. And then even, I mean, everything, South of Heaven, freaking War Ensemble, songs like that, you know, that came way later, you know, for me. You know, I was busy doing the Pantera thing, but still, it was like these massive songs they kept churning out. It's like, man, just one hit after the next. Unbelievable.
What was the full lineup on that show? That was
us. That's me and the Illegals, Ministry, Primus, Slayer.
Such a rad tour.
Different and great. All the bands are great. They really were.
I was surprised with Primus. I hadn't seen them in a while. They were great.
Fucking great, man. Everything. Even the visuals, you know, just they had those screens on stage, you know, that were shooting all the same video and what. It was a trip, man. And they're great musicians, make no mistake. Fucking insane.
Larry Lalonde, Possessed.
Oh yeah. I told him. I was like, man, there's one little thing that you do, you know, from Seven Churches record. I was like, dude, there's bands that have taken that little idea and run with it. And of course, I'm going to go straight Portal after that. I'm like, man, you know, me and the guys from Portal, the guitar players for sure, have talked about the Possessed influence. Yeah, so yeah, I talked about Lawrence. He's a good dude, man.
That's one of those records, you know, Seven Churches, that kind of has its imprint on the history of heavy music, you know.
They're fucking right, man. I love it.
Since the quarantine happened, how have you been spending your time in quarantine?
I wake up every day. I go out, take a walk through the woods, go to the beach, kayak, come back, watch endless streams of horror films, go back to the beach in the evening, do another kayak run, and then we come back here and get creative in the kitchen. I finished up the last Scour EP at one point, and I guess they're getting mixes on that. And with the Illegals, everybody's been sending me riff ideas. Everybody's got riffs, so we've just been compiling riffs, man. So that is a pretty good assessment of the daily in and out, you know. Me and the Illegals were planning on taking April and May off anyway to write, but we can't jam together right now, so I guess sending riffs is the best we can do right at this point in time. So we're waiting for, and same thing with N Minor, you know, everybody's just, you know, in touch, but everybody lives, you know, a good distance away. Just trying to keep in touch and keep a gauge on when things open back up slowly and when we can possibly get together and jam again. You know, that's. I think everybody's fucking really, really looking forward to that. I am for sure.
Yeah, I think everyone is.
Oh, fucking, I can imagine. It's insane, man. This is unprecedented stuff for all of us.
It's fucking crazy. Never thought be living it.
No, it's like only in sci-fi movies or history books.
And metal lyrics.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So you guys have been productive.
Yeah, I mean,
Just have to be safe.
You do. I guess all I can add to that is when the world is shut down, you know, I guess it makes time for other things. Like, you know, if you own a house, you know, there's plenty of stuff to do to fix up the freaking house, you know, all kinds of shit like that. And, you know, make things better or clean things out, throw shit away. But at the heart of it, you know, me and all my fellow musicians and brothers and sisters all around the world that make music, I think we all just are dying to get back together with our group of people that we make music with, and just to get back at it, man. Itching to do it.
I mean, that's kind of the next question is what's the first thing you're going to do when the lockdown is over?
Hopefully get everybody in town, man. You know, let them come on out here, put them through the, what is it called? Like when you got to decompress, like when you watch a space movie and they got to disinfect. Yeah, decompression, disinfect, whatever. No, but seriously, it's like fucking the practice room is 20 feet away from me, man. I'm ready to get some musicians in there. Let's write, you know, do something. Fuck.
Hypothetical question. It's the last night before the end of the world, and you're booking the final concert ever. What's the lineup?
Oh, fuck.
Does it transcend time? It could be anything.
Well, I mean, how big is this show?
I don't know.
Man, I mean, because I'm sitting here thinking Judas Priest. I'm thinking Black Sabbath. I'm thinking, fuck, man. I mean, if we're going to be fanciful here, I'd like to see the fucking Beatles in their prime, you know? On acid and in their prime. And Queen, too. Holy shit. I did get a chance to see Queen. But, man, I don't know. Last night on the world, I mean, this might get redundant, but if it's a doomsday gig, why not Slayer? You know, why not? I mean, they probably should play the gig.
Yeah, they should. It's kind of tailored.
It is. It is so, it fits perfectly. But then again, Venom, Black Flag in their heyday. Oh my God. I mean, you know, I don't know, James, that is one hypothetical that is hypothetically kicking my ass.
So since this is, you know, we're helping to try to raise money for Crew Nation and Road Crew everywhere.
Yeah.
Band crews, as well as musicians and artists, you know, are really struggling right now. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your roadies or, you know, your crew that you tour with?
Oh, well, that's one of those things, like, I don't want to leave anybody out. I mean, our sound man, the illegal sound man, and right now, and minor sound man for that matter, is a guy named Andre. And I've known Andre since he was a teenager with this frizzy hair, man. And I used to call him the Fremen, who has not yet tasted the waters of life. And that's from the Dune books. but I was fucking with him. Anyway, he's been with me now on and off forever. And I think right now, right now, ain't nobody working for nobody, but he's working with Zach and Black Label. I think he does monitors or front of house, one of the two. But Andre's great. He's a big, tall, grown man now with kids and shit. And the one good thing one cool story I could tell about him was I bet him, it wasn't, his hair is so thick and hideous. I think it was this one super hot summer. I was like, man, I'll pay you, I forget what it was, $500 or something like that, to grow your hair out down to your shoulders. And dude, it doesn't sound like much, but it is. Andre's hair was just this mat of lid. And one day, it got down to his shoulders and he held me to it. He's like, Phil, I need to cut my fucking hair, man. This sucks. Please just pay me the money. So, all right. I was like, all right, here you go. It was great. But Andre's great, man. The tour manager happens to be my wife. So, I mean, I'm going to keep all that to myself, but she's great. She's the momager, as they call her. And, I think it's kind of funny waking up on the bus and every dude on the bus is like, Kate, where's this? Where's that? Where's my underwear? Where's everything? Help me. So, there's that, she takes care of everybody, man. Bless her heart, and I love her.
Your security dude's been with you a while now, too. Really nice guy.
Well, Alva, Christian?
Yeah.
I call him Alva. That's his real name. But, yeah, man, Christian, great dude, man. I met him through the War Beast guys, and he came on. He's worked with me several years now. I love him very much. Great dude. As a dude in a band who basically just has to walk on stage and scream in a mic, we couldn't do our jobs without him. Without the road crew, we couldn't even do our fucking job. So to all the road crews around the world, man, big ups to you. That's double thumbs up. Much love to you. And hey, hang in there. We're going to get through this shit and we're going to get back out there and do some gigs. I love y'all. I live in New Orleans, man. And, this is a festival city, so Jazz Fest and Essence Fest and all these big festivals that we all have during the year. Mardi Gras, fuck. They're talking them canceling all that shit till next year, and that's not even solid. So I know like Jazz Fest and shit like that, it's done for this year. And also, like a town like New Orleans, live sports like the Saints, Jesus Christ, they're talking about having an NFL season with no crowd. No home crowd, no home field advantage for anybody, That's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very difficult, I think, on many levels. And when I say that, I guess it all rebounds and goes back to us playing live shows, all of us musicians around the world. That's going to be a tough thing to do. Funny enough, my wife came up with an idea about everyone getting into a show and wearing an inner tube around them just so they have enough space, the social distancing thing, it's like no matter where they go, they're bouncing off, people. I don't know, man. We're trying to think of anything, to get shit going again, man. Or how to conduct ourselves when shit gets going again. So it is bizarre. And like I mentioned earlier, for us, all this shit is unprecedented, you know? I don't know how you get it going again. I don't know. I mean, especially bands that play the genre that we do, you know, the whole point of the band is to pack as many fucking people in a room and have them slam and jump and go bananas in the audience, you know. That's the whole point of the show. And really, you know, throughout my entire career, and I've heard it from zillions of other bands, like I say, in this genre, you know, we feed, as the band, we feed off the energy of the audience, you know, so it's going to be challenging. There's no two ways about it. And, you know, you look at entertainment and how we soak it in, and, you know, everybody needs it. Everybody needs to be entertained, you know, at some point or another. So just getting back to that and adapting to new social rules, you know, it's going to have to be a must, I guess.
Thanks for taking the time, Phil.
Oh, man. Nothing to it. Thank you for having me, man. Hey, changes the day up, gives us something to do.